Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
This whole thing's a joke? This is absolute cringeworthy, and they should be ashamed.
On top of them when they wake up, like these are serial monsters.
Did Ryan Reynolds just walk himself into the most embarrassing moment of his career? And did Blake Lively's reaction say more than words ever could? What was supposed to be a celebration of Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary turned into an awkward spectacle when Hollywood's golden couple, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, made a surprise appearance. Instead of being the charming, self-aware Ryan fans love, he made a joke that was so uncomfortable that the entire room seemed to freeze.
Let's who else has a question?
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Like, what's up? Straight up.
The audience, awkwardly silent. The laughter, forced. And Blake? Well, if looks could speak, hers would be screaming. Social media erupted almost immediately.
I love the acting. She's really what? Have you heard something? Have you heard something? Even Steven Spielberg's kind of like, okay, what? Now, definitely people laughed at it. It got some laughs. A little uncomfortable from Anna Taylor, and then Kevin Costner just didn't react at all.
And now everyone's asking, was this a simple joke gone wrong, or did Ryan just deal a major blow to his own career? And more importantly, why were they even there in the first place? Let's break it all down.
It is truly, truly embarrassing. Why would you show up to this event that's literally run by your ex's husband?
For those who might have missed it, Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary was one of the biggest entertainment events of the year. This wasn't just another Hollywood party, it was a historic night packed with legendary comedians, A-list actors, and the masterminds who helped shape pop culture. Every big name you could think of was there, from iconic SNL alumni to Oscar-winning directors. It was supposed to be a tribute to the best moments in comedy history. But somehow, the biggest thing people are talking about isn't the legendary sketches or surprise guests, it's Ryan Reynolds completely fumbling a joke in front of the entire industry. Here's how it all went down. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, two of the most respected comedians in Hollywood, were hosting a Q&A style segment during the show. The energy was high, the nostalgia was real, and everyone was expecting a fun, lighthearted moment. That is, until Ryan Reynolds was called on.
Who else has a question?
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
I love the acting. She's really what? Have you heard something? Have you heard something? Even Steven Spielberg's kind of like, okay, what? Now, definitely people laughed at it. It got some laughs.
With the spotlight on him, he had the perfect opportunity to charm the crowd. But instead of delivering a smooth, witty response, he decided to go with this, great, why? What have you heard? At first, there was a brief pause, one of those moments where you can almost feel the awkwardness setting in. Then came a few chuckles, but not the kind of laughter you'd expect at an event honoring comedy legends. This wasn't a joke that landed. It was a moment that flopped.
Yeah, okay. My question is that, you know that the materials that they made the cone heads with, are those edible?
Edible? No. And based on them being made in 1975, I'd assume that they're highly toxic.
Some celebrities in the audience exchanged looks. Others just stared blankly, and a few clearly wished they were anywhere else. Kevin Costner? No reaction. Steven Spielberg? He actually shifted in his seat. He wanted to physically remove, himself from the situation. And Blake? She had that frozen smile on her face, the kind of expression you make when you're trying really hard to look supportive, but deep down, something just went terribly wrong. Now here's where
Words coming in from the celebrities at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there. I'd say the majority of people I'm reading are not okay that he went and joked about such a serious thing. In fact, it actually did the reverse for many. Did they rewrite the SNL scripts too? Terrible humans.
things get interesting. This moment wasn't just an isolated case of an awkward joke. It came at a time when Ryan and Blake's public image was already under scrutiny. Hollywood is no stranger to PR disasters, but lately, their names have been popping up in less than flattering headlines, whispers about behind-the-scenes tension, career missteps, and a growing disconnect between them and the industry have been swirling for months. Blake, who was once Hollywood's favorite it girl, has been noticeably absent from major projects in recent years. And Ryan, despite still being a bankable star, has had a few public blunders that made people question whether his charm is starting to wear off. The last thing they needed was an awkward viral TV moment. But unfortunately, that's exactly what they got. And social media? Oh, it did not hold back. Within minutes, clips of the exchange flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. People were roasting Ryan's failed joke, dissecting Blake's reaction, and even making memes out of how visibly uncomfortable the entire room was. Comments ranged from, "This is secondhand embarrassment at its peak," to, "Did Ryan just sabotage his own career?" in one sentence.
Blake and Ryan are out there on one of the biggest stages, addressing, sort of alluding to it when they're trying to tell everyone to stop talking or stop defending themselves. They're allowed to go out on the red carpet and play like their brand is fine, walking out like, "Oh, have you heard something? What's going on?" You know exactly what's going on. And there's a lot of question and confusion and frustration due to what your wife's behavior was.
Some even compared it to past moments when celebrities made miscalculated jokes that ended up haunting them for years. But let's talk about Blake for a second, because while Ryan was the one who actually said the words, Blake's presence in this whole situation added another layer to the drama. Here's a woman who, not too long ago,
My biggest takeaway was just how unfunny the Coneheads bit was. Anyway, I'm not the only one. A lot of people were very confused as to why they were there in the first place.
was reportedly avoiding the spotlight due to emotional distress. There were even claims that she was struggling with the pressures of Hollywood and needed time away from public life. Yet, here she was, glowing on the red carpet like nothing was wrong. The contrast was impossible to ignore, and naturally, the internet ran with it.
It was live. They could have asked anything, and I would have heralded Amy Poehler or Tina Fey or anybody who had the guts to say, "Sit down, dragon." Just something would have just kicked it up a notch to actually be, the Saturday Night Live we had expected to be. But no, it was very safe, and it was very not funny.
Was she genuinely excited to be there, or was she just playing the role expected of her? More importantly, did she know Ryan was going to make that joke? Or was she just as blindsided as the rest of us? Now, this raises a bigger question. Why were Ryan and Blake even at this event? Let's be real, SNL's 50th anniversary was meant to honor comedy legends. It was a gathering of the greatest comedic minds in the industry, and yet
A lot of people have caught this, and I got to echo it again. This is your first appearance to go out and about after all the drama to show up on Scarlett Johansson's husband's show. Colin Jost, her husband, a big deal, big head writer over at Saturday Night Live.
Ryan and Blake, who aren't exactly synonymous with SNL history, somehow ended up as one of the biggest stories of the night. Was this a calculated PR move? Were they trying to remind Hollywood that they're still relevant? And if so, did they just do the exact opposite? This whole situation also brings up another point. How does this affect Ryan's career moving forward? He's still one of Hollywood's highest paid actors, with a $150 million Marvel deal on the line. But Hollywood has a short attention span. And if there's one thing the industry loves more than building up stars, it's moving on to the next big thing. We've seen it before. One bad moment, one misstep, and suddenly the offers slow down. The invitations stop coming. The phone stops ringing.
When the two rolled up, and apparently Dakota Johnson had a nice experience with Blake Lively. I wonder if she chose to or just was stuck there.
Could this be the beginning of Hollywood's slow fade out of Ryan Reynolds? And what about Blake? She's been in the industry long enough to know how quickly public perception can shift. If this moment adds to the growing narrative that she and Ryan are out of touch, it could make things even more difficult for her to stage a comeback. We've seen A-list couples go through public blunders before, and more often than not, one person ends up taking more of the hit than the other. Will that be the case here? At the end of the day, maybe this really was just an awkward joke that didn't land. Maybe Ryan thought he was being funny, and it just didn't go the way he planned. But in an industry where every move is scrutinized, this wasn't just a small mistake. It was a reminder that even the most beloved celebrities aren't immune to public criticism. And for Blake, well, let's just say her reaction might have spoken louder than anything she actually said that night. So, what do you think? Was this just a minor misstep, or did Ryan make a serious mistake? And more importantly, what does this mean for Hollywood's once favorite couple? Let's talk. about it in the comments.